The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The Book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Welcome to a Rithmm Monday, boys and girls. How are you? It's time for another episode of The Bostonian versus The Book. He is Dave Sharapan, The Book. I'm Matt Perrault, The Bostonian. We are live on YouTube at Boston versus The Book. Same handle on Twitter X. Replayed on Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM channel 159. Out of the gate with a very special guest, boys and girls. You're going to want to hang around for this. This is going to be very fun. We're very excited. Dave, how are you on Monday? Big guest at the top of the show today.
I'm nervous. I don't know about you. I'm nervous. Yes, this is great. Rithmm Monday. You know, we got the big boss coming up. And she is going to represent, which I can't wait to hear whatever she's going to talk about with us. But it was a big weekend, P-Roll. I mean, it was a big weekend. College football, insane game. The hype. I love when the game lives up to the hype. You know, sometimes the show, you know, we've had people tell us doesn't always live up to the hype. We try our best.
Correct.
You know, I even cut a tease this morning on my morning walk at the park. Just put it out.
Oh.
Little tease. Yeah, I mean, because like there's day baseball going on. I don't know if you've heard. And the biggest show on television is on right now on Mondays and Wednesdays when we're on a little early. We're up against Pat and the boys.
Right.
It's a tough spot. But if you come here and you like the show, you like the content, you like the clips, you like the guests, you like anything about it, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're listening, P-Rod, how about these emails we're getting about people that listen to the show on their commutes to and from the work? Like the next morning, they like to listen to the show and laugh when we say we had this or we had that, or, you know, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all growing the show. And that's what, you know, like our partners like today, Rithmm Monday is helping us do. It's exciting.
So it's a Monday, and on Monday we tend to go out and do this as to where was the BVB brigade for the weekend. And
You're hitting them with it at the beginning?
Yeah, we had a couple of pretty cool things. I mean, one, you are part of this.
Yes, sir.
Because you were at UNLV.
Yes, sir.
Bringing the BVB to the UNLV blowout win over Fresno State. A ranking for the first time ever in the AP was the result of it. Matthew Sluka, who for UNLV, monster win for them.
Man.
I missed this one from last weekend. That's Sweet Lou at the Pittsburgh Steelers game. And the guy he is next to has the best beard ever.
Oh, baby.
So I had to put that on.
Yeah.
And then the best is that's London.
England?
That's London.
London?
That's London. And
that's
Mike,
not computer generated?
That is not computer generated. That is authentic Mikey Awesome, who's over there dropping his kid off for college to go out there for a semester abroad. And he brought his BVB stuff. That's his ODU model, which, by the way, you guys both have the same ODU hat.
His is gray V. Mine is white V. That's the only difference. But it's the same color hat. I did his with the hat kid, with the Dr. Corbin. And I said, damn, I like that hat. I'll be back to get myself one of those. Okay. So I did. Yeah. So, wow, that's wild. So Vegas to London, you know.
Pittsburgh in the middle.
With Pittsburgh in the middle. That's pretty good.
So that's where our brigade was this weekend. You guys remember, you can always go to our website, thebvbshow.com, or you can email askthebvb@gmail.com. You can send us either place, pictures, questions, notes. If you have a hat or you want a hat, you can text it 702-570-8255. Take a picture, whatever sporting event you were going at. You or just the hat like Dave did with the venue in the background is perfect. Send it on in and we'll put it up on the screen and you guys will be part of the show here on a Monday. We've been waiting for this person to be part of the show for a while, Dave.
Man.
We've been waiting for Megan to come in. You and I had one of the most epic conversations with her here in Vegas that went on and on and on in a really, really good way. And we are so excited to welcome her to BBB. Oh, hold on. That's not the right one. That's the right one. There we go.
She gets the big bucks. Look
That's
at
the right
that.
one. Megan, Matt, and Dave. Look, we are all so happy to have you here. We've talked so much about Rithmm, so much about you and what you have created. I cannot wait to get the origin story out there because it's so damn cool as to how you guys created this application. But first and foremost, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm great. I'm thrilled to be here. And yeah, that was an epic conversation we had in Vegas. And it was one of those where I looked at the watch and was like, oh my God, I think we've been here for 3 hours and could have gone longer.
No, that was 5 hours.
The over-under was 5.
It was a 5-hour meeting. I've never had a 5-hour meeting in my entire life.
We almost had 2 meals. It was 5 hours.
We got thrown out. They were like, you got to go home.
They're like, yeah,
you're right.
You got to go.
We did. We did.
Let
me say this though. I am not surprised. Like when you guys are like, wow, people, we've got people listening to us on our after the show, drive from work, out for a walk. Like I'm one of those people. Not surprising. You guys are just like genuine. You're genuine and authentic, and there's something to be said about that. So,
well, we love that, and we love you, and we want to tell people a little bit about your background, your story, all this other stuff. Where does this journey start for you? Are you a sports person? Did you play sports? Like, why would you be someone who started a sports betting app? Give people a little background, because the rumor is that back in the day you could play a little bit, you could do a little. I mean, that's what I heard. I'm just saying that's a word on the street. Megan, what's the story?
I mean, it depends on who you talk to, but back in the day, I played some basketball. Yeah, so I played ball in college, and then dream was wanted to be a Division I basketball coach, and so went on to do that for a decade. And then, so that was fantastic, great experience. Loved every minute of it. And then decided to leave that career and transition into, the business world. Let me preface this by Division I is a business. We can talk about SLUCA for a little while if you want. Mm-hmm. And so transitioned into the business world. So yes, I am a sports person, and in terms of how Rithmm started, we can talk about that as well if you'd like.
Oh yes, because the origin story is amazing. Like, you have to share it.
Cool. All right. So I leave basketball, go into the sports world, go into a startup outside of this industry, help scale that company, sell it to a private equity firm.
Are you in Boston while you're doing all this?
I'm in Boston. I am. I'm Midwest. Okay. I coached the Missouri Valley for a Missouri Valley Conference for years, mainly at Indiana State University. So, and then came out to coach at University of Rhode Island, Rhody Rams.
Okay.
And then left basketball at that time, decided to go into the business world, became part of a startup, wasn't the founder of that, was a joiner, helped scale that company, sold it, then became the CEO, then scaled it again, sold it again, did a lot of mergers and acquisitions, but, missing sports for sure during that time. And then went back to school, I thought when I was the CEO of the other company, I really was like, I need more analytical training. The best analytical school was, in my opinion, was MIT. Could I get in there? I got in there and started doing.
Just got into MIT. You buried the lead right there. Not everybody just gets into MIT, Megan with a long E.
My whole life. So I get my MBA at MIT, and during my time at MIT, I was in a data models and decisions class, which is incredibly hard. They call it DMD for short. And I had a tutor. It was hard. And I had a tutor, and I was fascinated with predictive modeling. And that's when the idea came to me. And I had one of those moments where I literally stopped listening to the professor, started writing down this idea of, okay, why aren't people using predictive analytics more when they go to make a decision on sports betting? I do tons of research on this, like why this, and what I'm hearing is there's a problem. Sports bettors have a problem of how do I really make an informed decision? I asked my buddy, who do you have tonight? A lot of that. I go on tons of websites, spend a lot of time, so there's a time commitment. And then there was this really small community that they were doing predictive modeling, but they were using it on an Excel spreadsheet. Data's dynamic, understanding, weaving in. We can get into AI and all those, everything else if we want to later. But long story short, it was like, yeah, if I had access to data scientists and quants that could do modeling for me, I would use it. But who can do that? So that was the premise of like, wow, what if we could really have a team of quants in the back end building these models, and on the front end have a really easy user experience. Hard to do, by the way.
That's a very hard parlay to execute that right there.
Right, exactly. And I had a lot of people saying, you're never going to be able to do that. That's incredibly complex. How will you, people won't understand it on the front end.
Nope.
And I took that as, we have a problem. I would like to help people make smarter decisions. Let's solve that. And that was the premise of it. And so we've set out to do that. And obviously we're a startup. We're still doing it. We're seeing really great signs of people are understanding how to do it. And the origin was, what if you could, Dave or Matt, take some of your instincts or gut feelings, insert that into an algorithm, and then have it spit out 3 years of back testing and say, hey, your instincts were right. You actually built a really good model. Or, hey, your instincts were terrible. Like, you built a crappy model and it didn't work. Yeah. That was really where that's where I started with it, because I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I could take my coaching background of statistics I knew we needed to hit to actually win? There were games that I'm like, we will not be in this game if in fact we don't do, if we don't, like, for instance, exactly. Like, if we don't make more free throws than our opponents attempt, we're not going to be in the game. So I was like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we could take some of those instincts, knowledge, feelings, and see how that would parlay into betting? That's where it came from. And now we've evolved. So you can do personalization of modeling where you can take your instincts like I did. You can get really complex and under the hood. You can then take it down a level. And then, oh, by the way, now we got a lot of feedback. Like, could you just build this for us to get me started? Yes. And then
Megan,
next one,
with a long E, isn't this for nerds? Is it modeling?
It's not
just
for nerds. That's why modeling is for, let me say this. Modeling is for nerds. The nerds are at Rithmm doing this. So we're a very nerdy crew. But what the nerds are doing is bringing it to everyone. And that was what I wanted to help, was like, how do you bring something reserved for nerds and super complex, time consuming, expensive to people that are betting? And how do we make this for casual recreational bettors? And then, oh, by the way, we definitely have to have something for, people that are more analytical, maybe more on the sharp end, that want to get under the hood. So we have two different products that fit those two type of segmentations. Yes.
Okay.
I think what's so interesting about the story, just before we move off the MIT thing, is that you went and did a lab that a lot of different products come out of, and a lot of them never get to where you guys got to. And yours was voted as the only one that was going to make it by your peers, saying, you know what, this can work. The smartest of the smart people looked at the data, looked at what you were building, and said, you know what, this might work. Looking back on that in that lab to where you guys are now here today, what's that journey been like?
Oh, it's been a long journey. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is hard. You kind of need it to be a little insane to do these things.
Yes.
You have to, And the more I go, the more I'm like, I try to tell people on my team, like, this is not for work-life balance, people. This is, you're looking for that, like, please, this exit now. Like, it just truly isn't. It's really like, you just have to live and breathe this every day. And there are things you couldn't anticipate. There might have been things that unintended consequences. There might even be things that you were a little naive, because there has to be a little of that to do this. Like, otherwise no one would get things off the ground,
Oh.
And so the journey has been, I wouldn't trade it for a minute. But I want people to know, like, this is just like getting startups to revenue based, like, moving that needle is like, it's a lot of work.
Oh, I mean, I say it on the show all the time. We've kind of adopted it. The brigade has taken it and run with it. I mean, it is always forward, never straight. You're going, and sometimes you don't know where the turn's coming. You don't see it. You got a roadblock and say, whoop, got to reverse, go this way. It's nuts. But what you can do is make it so the regular guy or regular girl can understand it. That's the thing. I always used to love talking to the smartest people in the room, and I still do, because I'll learn something from them. If someone looks at Rithmm that bets $5 a game, they can find something. If someone looks at Rithmm that bets 5 dimes a game, they can find something, right? It literally has things for different people, right?
Yes, we have a user that is betting $2 a game as we speak right now. That's his unit size. And then we definitely have some people that are putting a lot
Moving
of
money.
down.
You could say
Yeah,
it.
Yes.
yeah, definitely. Where we started was over there, moving money, kind of, as you kind of need to start with the Lamborghini. Can you build a Lamborghini and then shift it down to something not so intense, but yet still powerful without stripping the validity away from it? That is really hard, because the further you go to help the $2 user, the $5 user, you want to make sure that it still holds that value. And so there are some stops that we have to do. And then we have to just figure out, can we help the user, the behavior of the user, things that looks simple to us, or like, oh, of course they'll get this. We just have to continue to interview users and make sure that that is true. So yes, we have 2 different products that are meant for 2 different type of people. I will say, we do have people on our core product, which is $29.99, which is, not as intense, and you don't get under the hood as much. I know they're betting a dime a game. But they're like, this help. They might have something else they're looking at, and they're looking at this, and that's where they're getting their decision. And they're like, for $29, are you kidding me? Like,
Right.
Yeah. Like,
It's a tool, right?
It's a tool.
I mean, I use it for myself. It's a tool that lets you go. I always tell everyone this: you should never follow anything blindly. Never follow a content creator blindly. Let her follow me, anybody, a app or whatever. But it's such a unique thing, because if you have your own instincts and you have your own data set and you have your own trends, right? Because there's so many trends that get put out there. How I do it with you guys is I see what the app thinks. I see what the trends are. I see what I think. I see what other people are thinking. And I just come to the conclusion and boil it down and say yes or no on the bet. And that's such a cool thing. It's been such a neat thing to add to my handicapping, because look, handicapping is really hard. The NFL is really hard. If you guys can point something out that I haven't seen, and I'm like, well, wow, these models all like that. I didn't see that coming. This is hard. Or your player props in the NFL.
Right.
Player props, you guys love the unders. And I think Dave and I have talked about this a lot. You guys point out unders like crazy. And in the prop market, no one bets unders. They all bet overs, because the public doesn't like to bet unders.
The public, right, exactly, because it's not fun.
No, but it wins.
Right.
Like, if the app can point it out and say, hey, these are unders that should come in. I mean, look, it's not right every time, nowhere near it, but it at least can point something out that you might not be seeing and going like, huh, well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that prop bet, and it gives you an angle to go play, which I think if you look, $30 a month is not a lot of money. If you're gambling, I mean, I bet every day. So $30 a month is not a lot of money. It is to some people. I know that. But if you're betting, it's a pretty unique tool that you guys have available for people to basically discover. And the other thing too, it's what's fun is that it's not just the leaderboard feature. I know you're kind of talking about that a little bit more now. You don't even have to build your own model. You can just follow somebody else's model that's on fire, right?
Yeah, that was a new feature this year. Again, something that we wanted to get out as soon as possible, but that takes a little time. Very simple. Okay, let's say you've got some instincts, you build a model, you can have Rithmm AI build a model for you, or you could say, let me just go to the leaderboard, pick the strongest ROI and push copy, and now you have that model. So that's just another way for someone to quickly adjust to what we're doing. It's not, I would say, like, that's really powerful. The way I look at it is like, okay, we have NFL, we have NFL game picks, NFL props, college football game picks, WNBA, golf, and then college basketball, men's basketball's around the corner, and the NBA is around the corner. And that's all included. We're not doing a la carte where you have to pay for this season or pay. And then we also do 7 days free. Try it. Like, we're not trying to, like, our whole thing was, can we help people use data that usually wasn't meant for them? because I get that a lot. Why would you guys sell this? Why wouldn't you just use it? Why would you just, the whole point of this was like to tear down those walls of complexity and give this, see it, try to give this to people. That's the whole intention of Rithmm. So yeah, there's a lot of great features on there. If you like trend analysis, we added that. If you need just statistics, we added that. Like we looked at all of our like competitors and said, what are people paying for that they want that maybe we did the predictive analytics is really hard.
Right.
Trend analysis and putting in data is not hard. To be really,
it's not hard
honest.
for you or the nerds, but sometimes it is hard for people.
True. Yeah, right. We added that. So we added that. So it's like, okay. And then we just keep getting, our users are really good about giving feedback about, hey, could you put this on your docket to build? And we're honest about, we will, it could take some time. We had so many people that were like, you guys got to have MLB. That would be great. But like, we're a team of, we're a small team. We have 9 people.
Right.
And we've got to do it right. And if we can't do it right, we're not going to do it. So saying no is a big thing too. I mean, you got to say no.
You have to. And when there's, you just said a mouthful there. If you're not going to do it right, you'd not do it at all. Like that's a big part of staying true to who you are in any business, any walk of life. Matt and I are doing the same thing. I mean, we do the sales calls, we do the production, we do the show, we do the cuts, we do everything. So we get it. What this space is a lot of people telling you, I had a guy that I worked with for years in a book. People ask for what you don't have or what you messed up. That's exactly what they tell you in this business every day. You could have 1,000 bets on the board. The guy comes up to the counter and tells you got that line flipped wrong, or why don't you have baseball? Like that's what. So for the detractors, Megan with a long E, what is this sometimes too much? Like this is what I hear. But that Rithmm's great. But man, there's just too many things going on now. I'm like, I don't want all that. I just want the picks. Like, what do you say to people that come up to you or to give you that type of feedback?
Well, we try to meet them where they are and build we did. So on our homepage, there were people that were like, I just want the top 5 picks. So we created a button. So we've been creating buttons for people like that are like, we just want X. So I'm just like, all right, let's just do a button so that person could just hit it and take it there. And we're learning we're learning as we go. This is iterations,
Yes.
And so, but to your point, like you're so right. It's like we could have 100 games and like maybe 1 feed is it coming through from Sport Radar, and then they're like, and I'm like, okay, sorry we didn't get the Illinois State lineup in time. Like,
Right.
There's a lot of people that like Illinois State, Megan.
I understand that happened. I was just like, hey,
They covered this weekend.
we'll get that up. We'll get that. Did they with the? They
Oh no, I'm sorry, Northern Illinois. I'm sorry, Northern Illinois.
I was like,
Northern Illinois covered.
Illinois
Sorry.
State got there.
Yeah, Northern Illinois covered. Excuse me, wrong state, wrong part of your state.
Yeah.
All right, you're a former basketball coach, and obviously Indiana State. I'm a Valley guy. This thing behind me was this thing behind me was done by a guy Roger Long, who literally is 13 miles from the campus. So he created this unbelievable, I don't know what you want to call that, just all the words that we say that's behind us. As a former head coach, when you see a football player named Matthew Saluka walk into his head coach's office, he has a verbal agreement to get paid $100K, nothing in writing. And he says, the $100K, now I want $300K. And if you don't pay me, I'm going to walk. And the coach says, walk. As a former coach, how does that sit with you?
He made the right move. You cannot be held hostage. You cannot be held hostage. And the minute you have lost everything. And that is for a lot of things, like in like businesses, like in when you're dealing with when you're the CEO of like big company, you cannot. I always would say that like we're not going to be held hostage by this situation. And that coach made the right call. Here's the bummer was the Saluka thing. So anecdotally, I was a Saluka. I love college football. I watch it all the time. I bet it. I love it. First weekend out of the gate, I'm watching UNLV. I'm the one. I'm like, who's this Sluka kid? Holy crap. I mean, on the East Coast.
Yeah. New York kid.
I'm talking about Sluka to like the people that I talk to that will hear me out on college football.
Right.
So Sluka, this is a fascinating story for me personally because I became a Sluka fan very fastly. Now I'm like, whoa, like, buddy, why did you do that? You wanted a short-term investment for you're going to be top 25. Like you guys are 3-0. You're getting people like me that know you. Like
right.
what? You're I don't know who his people are around him, but I think it's what a terrible move.
Yeah. Antonio Cromartie's brother is his agent. So the former NFL player, Antonio Cromartie, his brother was the one that was advising him through all of this, including the first time of coming to UNLV on campus without a signed agreement on top of that. And then it became a nationwide story. And then all UNLV did, and Dave was there to watch it in person, was go out there with a six-year senior and blow the doors off Fresno State.
Lit them up.
But it's like, as a coach, you look around the room and you're like, what injury would really hurt us? Are we a one injury losing team? And sometimes you look around the room and you're like, crap, we are one injury away from a losing season. Your hope is that you've recruited enough and you've developed people enough that you feel like, okay, that would be a big loss, but we're still going to have the season, some resemblance of the season. UNLV coach, I'm sure, looked around the room, is like, okay, not doing this.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, all right. Like we developed this kid. Yeah, like we're good. And so, what a bummer. I wonder. I'm just like, I always want to give these kids grace because we're in the wild, wild west right now of Anna. So I give him a little grace. I just try not to. It's hard for me to give the people around him grace. Like this is your job.
Yeah.
So that's a business. So I think it's a poor move.
Last one for me, and this is great, and I hope it's not the last time. And you did great, and
thank you.
No, never to be nervous. I was probably more nervous than you. Okay, so you knocked it out of the park. But I'm gonna give you a chance to tie it all up here with me at least. Show's called Bostonian versus the book. You're back there. The Celtics are plus 300.
Dave, she has a Laker poster behind her. I've been wanting to comment on it the entire time.
No, that's why I'm asking. I saw the Laker thing too. But are the Celtics going to repeat? Because the Knicks just got cat. They made a big trade. Please tell me there's some rhythm model that says somebody else is going to win the NBA championship, please, Megan, please. Anything.
I mean, Celtics look good. I mean, like Matt said, I hate the Celtics. I hate the Celtics.
You're always available to be on the show.
Okay. I grew up in a house. This is why everyone's like, obviously I grew up a Bulls fan because I'm from Illinois, Michael Jordan. But before, look, I had two older brothers. They were both Celtics fans. So what do you do as the youngest, and you go against them.
Okay.
So I picked the Lakers so I could just be an antagonistic kid.
You weren't a Yankee fan, are you? You're a Yankee fan too, are you?
I'm not a Yankees fan.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But I went all LA. I was such a Lakers fan. And then, just to be a little pistol around the house.
Right.
to be contrarian. Guys, if you have not, just to go against all the family and stick it to your brothers. It's awesome. Guys, if you haven't gone and downloaded Rithmm, you can do so right now. 7-day free trial. Go and take football up a notch this year. Download Rithmm. You can create custom models, but you also can follow successful models as well. The MIT grad joined us here on the show. Get predictions for every game, player props, and become a better this football season. Megan, thank you so much for being here. As Dave said, we hope this is not the last time you're joining us. This is a whale of a time. Thank you for being here. Best of luck to you guys.
Are you coming to Vegas? Are you coming
to G2E?
Yes.
Oh, so we'll see you next week. Okay, great. So we'll see you here in Vegas.
I was planning on shooting something over.
If you
100%.
If you come to town and Irish goodbye again like you did last time, I'm going to come find you. I'm just telling you right now. I'll pick you up at the airport and everything if you need. Don't come to town and leave without telling me.
Won't ever happen again.
Megan, thank you.
It's for
Travel
another
safe.
show.
We'll
All right,
travel
you
safe.
guys.
We'll talk to you next week here in Vegas. That's Megan from Rithmm joining here on the Bostonian versus Book on a Rithmm Monday. First time getting her on the show. That was awesome to have her on BVB. She killed it. That was super fun. The origin story is so cool for how this app started and where it came from in my backyard of Boston. So I wore the shirt for Megan. So we had that today. Laker fan. If I had known that, I would have rubbed this in even more because I would have said championship Boston. Here we go. And how's that taste? So another parade coming for the Celtics. Actually, I don't think so, but I don't think they're going to repeat. I wish that they will, but I don't.
One ready for her.
Ooh,
put on.
Yeah. This is my new Bruins model. So we're coming out. Nice. We're coming into hockey season. We're coming into hockey season, so we're getting close. It's starting to feel like that switch is starting to happen. So
Braves are up 2-0, bottom of 4.
Okay. Thank you on that. I wanted to put this on the screen because this is pretty darn cool. Ian's in Germany. Hi, Ian. What's going on, man?
Ian lights out.
He's in Germany.
From Germany, BVB crew. We got Ian lights out in Germany. Mikey's in London.
Yeah. Brigades
Vinko,
International.
I don't know. I would assume Vinko's on Fridays, but he's in Croatia. This is great. We got Bonvi just popped in. He's in Nova Scotia.
So
international.
Yeah. Full-blown brigade thing today. Okay. What happened this weekend? Let's start with the Bama Georgia game.
Holy crap.
One of the greatest college football games in SEC history. Man. Bama gets out to a gigantic lead. A really incredible comeback for Georgia. And then Alabama just makes more plays, but Ryan Williams becomes a household name. He's not even eligible to vote. He's 17 years old. 75-yard touchdown catch and one of the most amazing pirouettes I've ever seen.
That's some hip action. My man got them hips swung, and boom, it looked like he was levitating for a second.
And then
he was Baryshnikov.
He juked, and the two guys ran into each other.
Yeah, that guy was coming to get him, and he just ran, boom, smack down, gone, touchdown. What happened? Oh, that was great.
He's impressive. TJ in Tuscaloosa or in Birmingham told me about him in preseason.
Yeah.
He said, we got a 17-year-old kid. I go, you have a what? He goes, remember Tyrone Prothro? I was like, yeah. It's like, he's faster than
Prothro? Did you say Brothro? What did you say?
Tyrone Prothro. Prothro, yeah. Speedy receiver, little kid, had his leg snapped like a toothpick in a game that ended his career.
For Alabama?
Mm-hmm. For Alabama.
While you were there?
Mm-hmm. While I was there.
Oh.
Super talented kid. Horrible injury. But yeah, that's Dave's Daily Picks. Yes, the kid is like a ballerina. His footwork was so incredible. He told me, he goes, he's taller than Prothro because he is. He may be faster than Prothro, which is insane. But he's 17 years old. He skipped his senior year. He reclassified to say, let's go and play right now. Let's go play. I don't need to wait. Let's go right now. And he just lit up the number one defense in college football for 2 gigantic touchdowns. The second one might have been more impressive just because he had to juggle it. It was like ball was bouncing around and he caught it and he ran it in. Unbelievable game for the 17-year-old kid who all of a sudden jumped up on the Heisman rankings at 17.
Not going to win the Heisman.
No, he's not, but he's on the board. Kirby Smart is 45-3 since 2021.
Yep.
All 3 losses are against Alabama.
It's tough.
Georgia folks are getting mad. They're tired of losing to Bama. Mad. They are. They're tired of losing to Alabama.
That was a heavyweight fight, and one guy got the last punch in.
Well, you can't go down by that many points.
They're gonna, no question, but they came back. They were winning with 2 minutes to go. It's unreal. I will sign up and see that again. Whatever it is,
multiple times.
I don't know if we need a trilogy, but I know we need a rematch.
Times. I think we're seeing it 3 times.
We're getting that in the SEC championship
and the national championship
and the playoff.
Yeah, national.
Well, they won't meet the national.
They could, depending on where all depending on where the ranking is.
Well,
one is the winner. 1 in 5.
But they'll be on the same side of the bracket if they're 5.
We're not reseeding.
I mean,
I forget how the bracket goes.
I don't know. Well, how would you reseed? You get to pick the matchup you want. You put it in a bracket. That would be BS. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stay 1, 2, 3, and 4 the whole way through.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I think they probably should reseed like the NHL used to do. Depends on who wins that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Who comes out of that? The 5 through 12 games? I think they should reseed it to give us the best matchups.
Oh, I don't think you can do that.
No, they won't. I think they should, though. I mean, like we used to do with hockey. I think they should do that. Reseed it to get the best matchups. Hard to do, though, because of rankings and opinions and conspiracy theories. But Tom Abraham said to us on Friday, on a Fight Song Friday, we had him on. He said, if Kalen DeBoer wins this game, they're going to start to clear off space in the championship rotunda, which is Gene Stallings, Bear Bryant, Nick Saban. Those are the statues that are currently there. Those are national championship winning coaches. I think there's 2 other guys in there that I don't know who have won championships for Alabama back in the way day, pre-Bear. Insane to think that Kalen DeBoer, who now is 6-0 against Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, and Dan Lanning, arguably the 3 best coaches in college football now that Nick Saban's gone. He's 6-0 against them.
Pretty good.
I mean, Bama may have the next one. Bama might not be going anywhere.
It's good. It's I think the questions can be at least put away of, will this guy make it down south? Is he one of us? Is he going to keep this going? How the hell do you replace Nick Saban after all of that? I think at least he got a stay of execution for a little while until they lose to Texas or, whatever. Do they have to run the table now, or does this give them a pass?
This whole year was a pass. This whole year was like a
but that's going.
Hold
now.
our breath.
Expectations are back, baby.
100%.
They're going to the ship.
100%. I mean, look, there was a pass that got made on a wheel route for a touchdown in the first half by Jalen Milroe, and I texted you and I posted it on Twitter. I said, "Oh shit, the kid can throw." Like, that's danger now. He has touch.
Yeah.
He has learned how to put air into the ball. He's now, I mean, he can run like the wind. We've always known the kid can just absolutely haul.
Yep.
But now he can throw touch passes.
Kirby Smart said he's not only really good quarterback, he's maybe the best running back in the country. If he just ran it, he's not lying. He's great. He is great.
Milroe is how much money did we see? One, how much money did Milroe make? But on the other side, you look at the quarterback play for Georgia and you're like, this is not what you were expecting in a big moment there in a big game. I was surprised just how bad Georgia looked in the first quarter. They looked overwhelmed.
That was just one of those punch in the mouth, right? Standing 8 count early. They came back. That's all those starts are one thing, but how you finish is all I need to know. And Georgia finished strong, didn't hold on and win, but came all the way back. Leads me to believe that if they play again, they won't let that happen again. Right? Like, I mean, I'd make Georgia favored in the second game.
Wow.
Right now.
Neutral?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I think Carson Beck lost millions on Saturday night.
Why?
Because what happened in the first half?
He came back.
Millions.
He had a pretty good stat line after
he
that.
He did afterwards, but yeah.
I
don't know. Maybe Georgia
plays the chat right now. Give them a poll to vote on. Who would you bet on right now to win a second game?
Do a line or just any line?
No, just pick them. Just who would you bet on to win?
Okay.
Win the game outright. Bama or Georgia?
Same. It will be a same number. 1 next time they play or pick.
Yeah, just do money line. Like just do pick them right now.
No, but I'm saying who? What do you think it will be though if they play again?
Well, if nobody's hurt and everything's the same, yeah. Georgia was favored at Bama, so on a neutral, Georgia would be 4.5, most likely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bama all day. Bama. Where are they playing? It's a great question. Say neutral. Not going to play in Athens. That can't happen. So it'd be neutral.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think overwhelming people are going to bet Bama, and the books are fine with that. They'll be glad to take all the Bama money in round
Open
2.
Georgia -3.5. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
Butchie. Hurt
But
you.
she's still mad.
It hurt. It hurt. It hurt.
He don't like Bama.
A lot of money came in on Alabama.
That year, no, it wasn't even that. He's an LSU guy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Butchie's, that's personal with
All
him.
right, that makes sense.
He don't like them.
To the NFL we go, in more dog outright wins, 6 of them to be exact here in week number 4 of the NFL, which is somewhat stunning. 7 favorites, 1 straight up, 6 dogs, 1 straight up. Now, the numbers were small. We had a lot of 2.5s, a lot of 2s, a lot of 1.5s.
Yep.
Tough week in terms of betting, but some really interesting games. Some absolute dog crap games, though. Some blowout games, just like crazy. But a lot of them came back. I mean, your Steelers were down 17-0. It was 24-0 for Tampa Bay.
Yep.
There's some bad stuff in there. The Ravens smoked the Bills last night, 35-10. Derrick Henry ran for 199 yards. Lamar had 3 touchdowns. That was the team I bet to win the Super Bowl, Dave. Like that was the Ravens team that I thought all year. I was like, oh, there's the Ravens team I bet, because I was waiting for this running attack to be problematic. The Bills in the first half on Monday night looked unbeatable. The Bills on Sunday night couldn't stop anybody in the first half.
Right.
That's NFL football, is it not? That's betting in the NFL.
Yeah, it was just one of those spots. Everybody, a lot of people that I talked to were on the Ravens, and it made sense. I mean, I don't know if they saw that locomotive coming the way that Derrick Henry took the first run to the house, was running faster than a moped goes, is what I heard. And Butchie sent me a text last night, and he just said it right here in the text, in the chat. If it was a fight, they would have stopped it. It was just one of those nights. The takeaway, yes, Derrick Henry ran for 199 yards. Lamar had 3 touchdowns. All that other stuff started. Lamar got back into the MVP conversation. For real. Josh Allen may be hurt, and somehow that game stayed under.
Somehow. 46, 35-10 final. Like what? Wow. How did that game stay under?
It was 35-10 the whole fourth quarter.
Unbelievable. Because they took Josh Allen out, put Trubisky in. So they punted it. See you later.
Yeah.
You know what, Pedro? They're not even on the rundown. So
oh boy.
I'm not going to besmirch the Bears because they're not even on the rundown.
Pedro using besmirched warms my heart. That I love it, Pedro. You were worried about your English or your that's outstanding. You're right. There's no besmirching of it. We're not even talking about
them. Vikings jumped up to a 28-0 lead at Green Bay. They hung on for a 31-29 win. Vikings are 4-0. When are we buying Vikings futures?
Oh boy. Come on in. You can buy it.
You're not buying it, really?
No.
Oh, wow.
To win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
Only one quarterback has 10 touchdown tosses this year. Sam Darnold.
Listen, you can make the reservations for New Orleans. A lot of people will be doing that. Like, let's go Vikings.
Could you imagine if the Vikings are in the Super Bowl in New Orleans in February? The entire state of Minnesota will leave. Last one out, shut the lights off.
I could only hope for their case that they continue this run. The Twins are done. We told you the Twins were going to be done. Hockey season's starting soon. You traded away the heart and soul of your team in basketball, sent them to New York. I thought of you immediately when that happened. All you people watching the show, D Stout 19, King of Car Seats.
Let's pause the football conversation because the Knicks and the Wolves did pull off a major trade.
Oh,
Cat for Dante and Randall plus a first-round pick. I think it's an upgrade. Everyone tells me I'm crazy. I think you're talking about a guy who can stretch the floor, who can let those guards go to the rim. It allows Brunson to get more one-on-one action to get to the rim. You have a 5 that can sip in the corner and jack threes and knock down big shots for you. Everyone's like, Randall's better. I'm like, is Randall better for the Knicks because he's a Knick type player, or is he actually a better player? So I think the Cat move is smart for the Knicks. Let's hear from our guy JY, Coach James Young, joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book.
The coach is here
on BVB.
Yeah, give me the big screen. We only got the big box. The little screen.
You got the big box. You always get the big box.
Thank you.
Well, first and foremost, it's close to being basketball year because you're back. So this is awesome. So we're happy to have you back. I know you're watching your Mets. They're going to do what they always do, is put both hands around their necks and squeeze. But where are you on this move here? Okay. Because from a coaching X's and O's standpoint, how does Cat fit with the Knicks, and how does Randall and Dante fit with the Minnesota T-Wolves?
First off, thanks for having me on, guys. And before we start, my condolences to the great Dikembe Mutombo, who we lost at 58, way too young. Guys, I didn't even know the guy had cancer. I mean, when I saw the report. So obviously, rest in peace to the great Dikembe Mutombo.
Yes.
I will take my Knicks glasses off and try to be as objective as possible.
Okay.
I think this is a humongous upgrade for the Knicks. Okay. Number one, you have the ability now with Jalen Brunson, who's as good as there is on the pick and roll, to now run pick and roll and now pick and pop. So you have a guy in Cat that's a 40% three-point shooter, and you have between Cat and OG Anunoby, two guys that are exceptionally good at corner three-pointers, which has become, Matt, maybe the most important shot in basketball because of floor spacing. That's number one. Number two is I don't think people understand that if you look at Cat's stats, you got to look at Cat's stats before Rudy Gobert got there. Okay. He was like a 25 and 10 guy a night, 12 rebounds a game. I think he was double-digit rebounds every year until Gobert got there. So there's that angle that he's a lot better rebounding than people give him credit for. Number three, as a 5, this works, okay? If you look at the Knicks, the lineup that they were going to go into opening night, if everybody was healthy, was going to be Bridges at the 2, OG at the 3, Randall at the 4, and Robinson at the 5. Now, you've upgraded the 5 and you with obviously Cat. But here's the point that people don't talk about. I think OG Anunoby is a better 4 than he is a 3. I think Bridges is a better 3 than he is a 2. Now, you got to figure out the 2 situations, probably going to be Josh Hart. But I do think, honestly, guys, this is also a thing of they're going to miss DiVincenzo more than Randall. Okay? I'm just going to be honest. Yeah. Especially come playoff time because the ball stops with Randall. And I love Julius Randle, but you got to admit, the ball stops when you get to him. This is going to be more free-flowing, and guys are going to want to sacrifice. Here's the other thing that I think is, I don't think it's not going to talk about, especially losing DiVincenzo. The Knicks are very high on Deuce McBride, who played really well at spots. This opens up more minutes for him, and they're also very impressed with Tyler Kolek. So now Kolek, as an experienced college guy, now becomes the backcourt with Deuce in that second team. Then you can see you have with Mitchell Robinson. I think Mitchell Robinson's going to get traded. There's already rumors about the Knicks trying to flip Robinson for Trey Murphy III, which if I'm New Orleans, I don't do it at all. I think it's crazy because I think Trey Murphy III would honestly be that last piece to the puzzle as a really big 2 guard and another 3-and-D guy. And then you go Murphy, OG, Bridges. Those are 3 lockdown defenders. Probably 3 of the top, I would say, 15 defenders in the league.
JY, after the trade, I mean, they were like top 7, 6, somewhere in that range to win the NBA championship. After the trade, the books adjusted it. It's Celtics, number 1 choice. Bostonian versus the book. We got to live through another season of that. Oklahoma City Thunder, number 2 choice. The Western Conference. We'll get to that in a second. The number 3 choice overall is now the New York Knickerbockers to win the championship. Can they take down the Celtics, JY? And can we make reservations now for the Eastern Conference Finals? What is going to stop them from getting there?
If you really think about what the Knicks did in the offseason, right? Going to get Mikal Bridges, re-signing OG Anunoby, and now getting Cat. honestly, and Matt will agree with this. This is them looking at Boston and saying, "How do we match up with Boston?" Right?
Coming to get you.
How do we
Yes.
do that? So what do? We get OG and Bridges for a case now. We're going to try to use those two to guard Tatum and Brown. Right?
Good luck. Good luck.
I think it's a tough guard. By the way, I want to say this, and I hate the Celtics. What I've seen out of Jason Tatum, with him taking a hitch out of his jump shot, is going to be scary. Because if he takes that hitch out, he just naturally shoots the ball. I think his shooting splits are actually going to go up, particularly from three. Now, I also think with Cat, it's the ability to stretch the floor. Why is Boston so dynamic offensively? I know he's going to be out for the first 3 months of the year. I don't think people give Porzingis enough credit for what he does stretching the floor, right? So if you talk about what we call stretch fives in the NBA, the two best stretch fives in the NBA are KP and Cat. If you really think about it, like guys that can stretch the floor from three, still be a defensive and rebounding presence. I think both of them foul too much. So I know when they play Philadelphia, they're just going to throw the ball into Joel Embiid and try and make them work. That's why Philadelphia is so intriguing. But I do think that's the pecking order. I think Boston's the best team in the league. I think them in Oklahoma City right now, even with the Knicks making a trade, I'm a Knicks fan, I still think Boston, Oklahoma City is the matchup in the finals, which would be absolutely tremendous. Because I think Hartenstein and Caruso going to Oklahoma City gave them what they needed. They needed a 5 to protect Chet, to make Chet a weak side shot blocker, and they needed another perimeter defender, and they got it in Caruso. And they still have all those draft picks to go throw and hit another home run to go and get someone else if Sam Presti needs it.
In the West, though, the Thunder are the top choice. Minnesota's number 2.
I don't like
and
it. I don't
Denver's
like it.
number 3.
Guys, I'm going to say this. Do you think Randall is going to work well with Rudy? I think it's terrible. Listen, I think Minnesota did this, honestly. It's a money thing. It's a money move. There was no way they could afford it to pay Cat and Rudy and Ant. Someone had to go. It wasn't going to be Ant, let's be honest. So it's either Rudy. And I think what they looked at is we can get more
value
in return, more value for Cat than for Rudy. I think it's a bad mix. And I wonder how the ball is going to be distributed with that, because you have really two really big isolation players and both Randall and obviously and Ant. I wonder, guys, could Randall be moved one more time?
Oh my!
Like he's got an attractive contract, guys. To me, in looking at the way the NBA's played, I think McDaniels should be the 4. Okay. I like Jaden McDaniels. I love him as a 4, as that stretch 4, kind of that OG Anunoby kind of clone. So I'm not sold on Minnesota now with this move. Okay. I'm not sold on him at all.
What do you make when you look at the league and you look at how the game is going to be played? What do you make of what Philadelphia is doing? And do you feel like this move with the Knicks, knowing that the Celtics were the team that the Knicks were chasing, the Sixers, I mean, Embiid has said a million things to cause when he goes to Boston in game 1, he's going to get heckled like there's no tomorrow for that. And plus the fact that Boston's got a ring on their finger now, so it's going to be even more detrimental to him. What do you make of what Philadelphia is doing? And do you like what's going to be around Embiid this year?
I do like Paul George, especially if Paul George is willing to be that number 3 scorer. So that means he's got to be willing to take a step back, because you gotta lean on Embiid, but you also gotta let Tyrese Maxey cook. Right. I mean, Tyrese Maxey's absolutely fantastic. Yes. And honestly, any team that gets rid of Tobias Harris, am I allowed to curse?
Of course.
You can say whatever you want.
Any team that gets rid of fucking Tobias Harris, it's a win. By the way, shout out to the Detroit basketball for getting him a second time. It's going to be just as bad as the first. Let's be honest. But with Philadelphia, yeah, I mean, it's star power. I've always been a big Kelly Oubre fan. I think they were able to really look at a roster that shouldn't have gotten much with no salary cap room and made their way to be an enticing team. I think when you look at the Eastern Conference, guys, in my opinion, I think the 3 best teams in the East are all in the Atlantic Division. I think those 3 are the 3 best teams. I'm going to tell you now. I'm not sold on Milwaukee, and I'm going to go on a limb and say this. The next big superstar to make it traded, maybe Giannis.
To who?
I think he's going to be gone in a year. I think this is going to blow up. I think they're old. I think, listen, they're going to probably trade Brook Lopez at some point to get some kind of value for him. Bobby Portis is getting older. Chris Middleton's getting older. I'm not sure this Dame thing's going to work. So I'm south of them. Who I'm high on in the Central, I think wins the division, is Cleveland. You guys notice I am a huge Kenny Atkinson guy because I think his ability to develop players, right? Look what he did in Brooklyn with D'Lo, with Dinwiddie, with LeVert, with Allen, right? And then a lot of people are giving him a lot of credit for the development of Kuminga. Now, I thought that Cleveland should have moved Allen or Mobley, preferably Allen. I talked to Pete. I said it all the time on Sports Grid. There should have been a Jared Allen for Brandon Ingram trade done, and it satisfied both sides. I don't know why it didn't get it done. I think it helps both teams. That's why I think the Mitchell Robinson thing, maybe going to New Orleans for Trey Murphy III makes sense because they do need a center to play next to Zion.
Man, oh man, that was very well done. That was good.
Thank you.
I'm glad you kind of like the Sixers. They're the 5th choice to win the NBA championship. I can't believe it. They got the 3 teams that you said as number 1, number 3, and number 4 to win the NBA championship. The Eastern Conference is back, baby. It's right there. You're into the women's game a lot, and there's a lot going on in the women's playoffs right now. And the Aces, who have just kind of not walked to the title, but we've had parades here. They're very short parades.
Back to back.
They do the parades here. The Aces lost to that team in your neck of the woods, JY. Who's going to the NBA? The W finals in your eyes right now.
Well, I said it from the jump that I thought New York Liberty were going to go to the and win the title.
Wow.
I did like. I know Connecticut took for game 1. I still like Minnesota.
Me too.
I just think it was an off game for them. Cheryl Reeve is the best coach in the WNBA, and Nafisa Collier is an absolute stud. They got off to a slow start. They almost stole the game. I think they're going to come back and win game 2 and cover the spread. In regards to New York versus Las Vegas, it's simply put as this: we finally got Stewie to play big versus Vegas. Look at her performance last year in the WNBA Finals, including a 3 for 17 nightmare in game number 4. But to me, there's a couple of reasons why New York is better. Number one, I think this whole Darica Hamby situation in Vegas, you guys know about it. I think this has been a problem. It's been an issue with Becky Hammond, and I still think Becky Hammond will not be the coach next year because I think there's more of this to come. And I love Becky Hammond. I think she's fantastic.
3-0 Braves.
God, geez.
Solo shot for the Braves. It's interesting you say that because I have heard from people here in town about Becky and her desire to maybe go either to a different franchise in the WNBA or maybe go back to the NBA if she's given the opportunity. Not necessarily to be a head coach, maybe an associate head coach, and then maybe get the chance to move up to be the first ever female head coach in NBA history. Do you think that could be her line of thinking? Go back to the NBA as an associate and then potentially get the head coaching job down the road?
Yeah, I wonder if I always think that she was going to be Pop's heir apparent. And I think if there's a franchise that would do it, it would be San Antonio. So I wouldn't be shocked if she got her head coaching experience. She goes back to Pop and becomes the associate head coach of the San Antonio Spurs.
She has 2 rings, so like she's proven it, obviously.
Right, exactly. So then I think that's where the landing spot is. The other reason why I think New York is far superior this year is I do think, even though she did not play in the playoffs last year, I think they missed the veteran presence of Candace Parker. Candace Parker was a winner. Candace Parker was a veteran. She even wasn't on the floor, was able to kind of keep them in line. Number 3, the play of Plum, Young, and Gray from 3, their shooting splits have been down, I think at least 6 or 7% each from 3. That's a problem, particularly in the playoffs when games get into the half court. They load up on Asia, and you got to turn around, and it's Asia, not Aja, for my man Gadub. When it, for drives and kicks. Lastly, 2 other things. One, John Paul Jones is an absolute problem when she wants to play. Gustafson and Kia Stokes can't check her. It's double-double. It was plus 125 game one. She hit it. It's minus 110, I think, on FanDuel. Run and go take it again. John Paul Jones, we're going to double-double. And the last piece people want to talk about, I like her prop for tomorrow. Leona Feimich, the kid out of Germany. She's 24, so she's got experience, even though she's a rookie. Sandy Bordello put her in the starting lineup. For length, I think if I'm Becky Hammond, I'm getting out of those players' hands, and I'm saying that kid's got to make shots. Leona Feimich, over 8.5 points or 10-plus points at major plus money. Take a look at that for game number 2.
That was, again, you came prepared, and I came prepared too. I watching the Braves right now, 3-0.
I'm taking my hat off. I'm taking my glasses off. I can't see that.
Yeah. Take the glasses off because this will be the last one for me. The Mets have an opportunity to make the playoffs today. All they have to do is win one game.
It's the Mets. Not happening.
It's
not happening. Guys, I'm a Jet fan. You guys know.
Hold on. That's what I was going to ask you. If the Mets lose game 1, everything's on the line in game 2. Okay? And you just are already saying you're already resigned to the fact they're going to lose and the Diamondbacks are going to get in the 6th seed. Braves and Padres play. The Diamondbacks sneak in. All they got to do is win one game. The Jets yesterday in the rain, JY. Like, they're 7.5, 8-point favorites. The Sharps are putting it all in. They can't. What the hell? Is this going to be the year for the Jets?
Coaching. The Jets messed up royally right off the bat when they didn't put their offensive line or any of their starters to play any games in the preseason. They look discombobulated. They look unorganized. They're the only team I know that has a quarterback that's great at hard counts, and they all false start. Every time A-Rod went to a hard count, the Jets went false start. Like 3 of them, I think, in the first 2 series of the game.
Yep.
They're an absolute train wreck. Guys, I've been a solid guy. I've been a supporter. That is coaching. And for him to make an excuse press conference like it's the hard count. No. That was undisciplined, unfocused, very Jetsian-like football. So here's what's probably going to happen. They're going to fly to London. They're going to probably win in London, which then will set up a big game, which JY will be at. It's too bad Boston versus the book doesn't do it. JY is going Jets-Bills on Columbus Day.
Oh my. Let's go. Good game.
Maybe we should come do a show.
Good game. I mean, I thought it was funny though. Like in the post game, you have Salah saying maybe we need to change the way we're doing hard counts. And Rodgers comes out and says, well, not really. That's one way to do it. Maybe hold the team accountable rather than change the way we're playing. Yeah, I was like, this is a divorce. This marriage is not lasting much longer. This is a divorce.
No. And that's this. Listen, it's like anything with my life with sports. I'm 48 years old, and the only championship I have is when the Mets in '86. Like, we can't have nice things. Like, we can't. Like, every time we think we have something nice, we fuck it up, and it's very Jetsian. It's like that thing I posted. If you follow me at Coach Young NJ, if you saw that little triangle I posted about the Jets, like they suck, get excited, something else, and then suck, and then they rope me back in. Like, it's the triangle of a Jet fan. I can say as a Met fan as well.
Get excited, then get disappointed, and then find hope again.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending triangle of being a Jets fan.
I will tell you this. The only thing that could make this worse is if they go to London and arguably one of the MVPs of the league, Sam Darnold, watch him light them up for like 350 yards.
Sam Darnold revenge game, baby.
But I'll leave you with this because I got to go be a dad here. 2 things with the Jets. Number 1, Garrett Wilson is showing to me to be a little bit of a prima donna. There was a play late in the 4th quarter when they tried to do like a back shoulder throw, and all you had to do was turn and look, and A-Rod threw it to a spot where he's supposed to be at. I found him to be quite frustrating. Even when he scored his touchdown last week, he didn't even really celebrate when his team just ran to the sideline. I found that telling. Yep. And at the end of the day, go pay Hassan Reddick. I mean, everyone was whole big on McDonald. He had 3 offsides. Like, bro, very simple. Put your hand in the ground. Look, if you are on top of the football, that's called the neutral zone infraction. back it up a couple of inches, and go from there. But then again, these are the fucking Jets.
Oh,
On
bam!
that note, I'm 47. I've seen 15 championships. Sorry, JY. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
The brother, the
See you guys.
Bostonian, in the book.
Take
Outstanding.
care. That's JY. Coach James Young from Sports Grid on the way out.
After him, that's
Just a double bird salute. Sorry, Will. You got to go ahead and
Will.
edit that out. Have fun editing that. 15-1. That's what it is now, huh? It's 15-1. Oh, yeah. No, but it's different though because the Yankees come in, so the Yankees are part of it. But and the Rangers are a part of it. So it's probably in my life the New York City 8 New York City championships in my life, but zero in for the Jets, 2 for the Giants. So it's probably somewhere around 7, 8, or 9 on that. But
I'm 54. I can't even begin to tell you how many I have.
for the Yankees, a lot.
No, Pittsburgh.
Oh, you don't know? You have 9.
I know the Pirates is 1.
You have 1 Pirate, 3 with the Penguins, right?
No.
In your life?
4 with the Penguins.
Okay, 4. That's 5, and then you have 5 championships with the Steelers. Or is it 6?
Isn't it?
So it's 6. Then you have 11.
7.
Or
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
For a small market. Not bad.
It is. Only having 3.
And only having 3. Yeah.
Not having 4. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Boy, oh boy. I bet they're down 3-0. This is then here comes the rain.
Oh,
well,
let's ask. We'll talk about this now because we'll get to the rest of the baseball later. But since we're talking about it now, if the Braves win game 1, should they punt game 2? Do you throw Sale in game 2?
No, you're in.
Correct, but you can keep the Mets out.
There is 0 chance Chris Sale's pitching game 2 if they win.
Okay.
0.
Do you bench everybody?
Hold on. Is he listed as the starter?
I thought he was for game 2.
Hold on.
Because they lost game 1. They needed to pitch game 2 to get in.
Well, no, that's the only reason he pitches game 2.
Right.
Is if they lose. They didn't list the starters. It says undecided. Yeah, I mean, what would be the purpose of starting him?
To keep the Mets out.
5 with the Pens. Come on, Dave. Not 4 anymore. 4 in a while. You're right. Thank you, Robert Palziani. I'm glad to see Robert in here. That's good to see, Train.
Yeah, bullpen game coming potentially. On RotoWire, he listed the starter. Yeah, Sales listed, current listed on ESPN.
Yeah, that's BS. There is no chance that Sales starting.
If they win.
They have to list them in case they lose. But it's 3-0, and they got guys on base. They would love nothing more to open it up and just win the first game.
Poor Arizona. They're going to sit there and pray for a win for the Braves in game 2, and they're going to punt on the game. The Mets are going to get in.
So are the Braves so the Diamondbacks are in Arizona right now, waiting to see how the second game turns out to get on a plane and go play on Wednesday.
Yep.
They'll have to play on Wednesday.
They may not be in.
Well, no, that's what I mean. They'll know. They won't get on a plane until they know they're in.
Right.
Otherwise, their season is over. Yeah.
We'll go back to the bracket and everything else here in a second, but let's get to Jaden Daniels. The Commanders offense did it again. Daniels and company blows out Arizona 42-14 on the road. And Jaden Daniels has become the first quarterback ever to have a completion percentage, this high, 82.1% through his first 4 games of an NFL career.
Yeah.
82% completion percentage is ridiculous.
It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. They punted yesterday for the first time.
Yep.
They actually turned the ball over.
Yep.
Yesterday for the first time.
Throw a pick.
And they still scored all them points. And you want to talk about like a team already that's together. Did you see Quinn after the game?
Yeah.
Give that game ball to Kingsbury.
Mm-hmm.
And the excitement and everything going on there. There's something about when a team comes together quick. Young guys, old guys, whatever it is. When it comes together, it's magic. not even gonna lie, I was thinking, geez, Eagles got smoked. Dallas looked like caca. The Giants are caca. Are they the favorite to win a division?
Yes, they should be.
Like if we're in the book, it's
Yes.
a legitimate discussion
Yes.
right now.
Yes. Yes. I would put them 100%. Yes. He's been tremendous. Why is Meg got drafted behind him? Daniels went second overall. So, I mean, Williams has pressure on him. There's no debate about Drake May. Drake May got drafted, but way behind. So, he hasn't played, and the Patriots aren't going to play him because the offensive line will get him killed.
Is anybody watching the games that's doing the divisions? The Eagles are plus 105.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are plus 230, and the
Yep.
Commanders are plus 280.
David, September. It's a long.
No, I know, but
season.
like, if we're sitting in the room,
yeah, Jaden
are
Daniels
you
gets
watching
hurt.
what's going on in Philadelphia?
Yeah, it looks like
I'm not saying Washington's the favorite. Washington's not the favorite.
Okay.
But we can have a discussion at making them the second choice, I think, right now. Philly over Dallas?
Yeah. Dallas'
Wow.
defense is a mess. Philly can't move the ball because they don't have any. All their stars are hurt.
That's fine.
I mean, you can't be without Smith and Brown on the road against a decent defense. You're just not going to move the football.
We'd be moving the numbers all around. Be trying to take money on all three of those teams because only one can win. Philly defense is a mess, Nick Tom. Washington has beat the Bengals, the Giants, and Arizona. Pump the brakes. All right, Tommy, pump the brakes.
Can't say it's totally wrong about that. On that,
No.
110 survivors went out when the Jets missed a kick at the buzzer, missed a field goal. Denver goes into New York and wins the game 10-9 in one of the ugliest football games you will ever see. Bo Nix set an NFL record for the fewest passing yards in a game where the quarterback had thrown at least 20 attempts. He threw the ball 25 times for 60 yards, Dave.
It was raining. It was ugly. I kept waiting for something to happen. And I'm like, yeah, this must have been what it was like to watch football in 1958. I mean, we could ask Roger. Roger remembers.
Right.
Senior member of the brigade. We could ask probably CBW what it was like to watch football back then, because it was, I mean, wow. But then you thought, all right, the Jets are going to get this done here at the end, right? They're going to get this
I
done.
teased the Jets down to 2. I would have taken the push. Just go ahead and get the field goal. Get the push. It would have been all good. I was going to thread the needle. I had Broncos plus 8.5 and Jets minus 2. It was perfect. I'm going to cash both bets. Wide right.
So as good as the kicking's been,
Revenge. This weekend was the revenge.
So
Numerous missed kicks all over the league.
Correct.
50 yarders were going spraying like crazy.
They did something to the balls. That's it. No, I'm just teasing you.
I think you're right. I would believe that. 100%. I would believe that. Is that true?
No.
Are you sure? Because I would buy that. 100% the league would do that because it was unreal. The number of kicks were being made. We talk in 89% were being made by 50 plus. And all of a sudden, these things are fucking like frisbees. They're like, zee. They're all sliding around.
Denver gets lined up to make it 13-9 and force Jets to have to go the length of the field.
Misses
and
it.
that ball just hook, sharp left. Looked like a snap hook. Like
I think that might be. I could subscribe. You told me that's real. I know you're making it up, but if you told me that was real, I would believe you. Because I thought the same thing as I was watching the games. I was like, there's a whole lot of 50-yard plus kicks being missed right now. Like way more than any other weekend so far.
Oh my God.
I buy it. I would buy the K-balls being screwed with by the league 100%. 100%. Remember, the week started with Aubrey missing a 50-yard kick for the first time in his career. He had never missed a 50-yard kick. He had first kicker ever to go 16 for 16. He makes the kick. We all cash. I don't push. Most people win. I would say yes. I would buy it. Yes. Doing? I think you're onto something.
No. So they didn't mess with the balls. It just when weather starts to be a factor, they kick more outside.
Weather was indoors. What do you mean? It's like indoor kicks flying around like crazy.
The Meadowlands is a hard place to kick.
Fine.
You missed all those kicks there,
Ugh.
right? Aubrey missed that one there Thursday night, and then
the best line that I saw all weekend was there were 100,000 Jets and Giants fans that went to 2 games over the course of 4 days, and they didn't see a single fucking touchdown for their team scored. Can you imagine that? Is that crazy?
Wow.
Is that crazy?
Oh, man.
2 fan bases, 100,000 plus of them go to 2 games, and neither one see 1 touchdown scored.
Gonna have to use that one tonight. Shame. All those people. Oh, I'm gonna use that. I should have used that on the fan on Sunday. That's a good one. We're gonna have to remember that one. Yeah. Disgusting but true. The juice. It is. It's not really disgusting. Yeah.
Oh, you're like, yeah, well, if you're a Jet fan, it is. Is Rodgers healthy? He looks old. He is hobbling around.
So it sucks to like go check the mail in the rain.
Okay.
Right? Like as you
It's
get
been
older.
multiple weeks though, Dave. This has been multiple weeks. He's been
I know, but so it gets pounded in the rain. Like the body's hurting to begin with. And then these gigantic men tackle you and just fall on top of you, get blasted, and you're like, oh, that hurt. Like you saw Anthony Richardson get tackled, and like he grabbed his hip right away, and he's a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
This hip drop tackle thing, whatever, like football is still a physical sport. Sometimes they call flags on things that aren't like it used to be. And I don't know. I saw a tremendous NFL films from the 1975 Houston Oilers video that I retweeted on my feed on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They showed everything. Earl Campbell, Dan Pastorini, but they also showed there must have been 10 hits in highlights that 100% all would have been flags.
Gone. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the game is changing, but at the same time, it's not. When old guys get hit, they look like they got hurt. They don't look right.
Unless you're Joe Flacco.
Unless you're Joe Flacco.
Who came off the bench again for another win. Like how? How?
I don't know.
How's this possible? How is Joe Flacco doing this again?
I was like, wow. All right. So Richardson gets hurt. I actually sent someone a text like, who's the backup? It's Joe Flacco. It's Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Okay. Well, this got to be good for the Steelers. You know, maybe they'll slow him down. He goes right down and finishes the drive. Touchdown. I'm like, oh, no.
Good throw.
He looks great.
Always. Comeback player of the year.
I don't know how or if it's a hurry to bring back Richardson.
Oh, no.
I don't think so, right?
And he may sit. If Flacco's winning games, he may sit. Sit. You may not see him for a bit.
Wow.
Colt fans want him to play. Colts fans are like, play Flacco. Play him. They look better.
We got Colts fans in here.
Yeah, they want to play.
You guys want Flacco to start this week?
I think
type
they
it in
do.
the chat.
Yeah, I think they do. Chiefs moved to 4-0. Another 10-point comeback for Patrick Mahomes, where they lost Rashid Rice for the year with a knee injury, ACL.
Official today, they said that,
quote unquote. The Chiefs fear he has a torn ACL, which means yes,
yeah. Right.
He has a torn ACL. So Pacheco's out for months. Rice is gone for the year.
Got to be the end of the
Hollywood Brown is out. This is why you don't three-peat. Like, this is just what it is.
Yeah, it got to be the end. It got to be the end.
They're 4-0, but they're 4-0 by limping their way through it. And yes, referees should wear red and white striped hats.
They did get a lot of calls.
They've gotten 3 calls in 3 games that have led to 3 wins.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, it will never happen in 1,000 years where Mark Davis would give the Chiefs Devontae Adams.
That's going to be a tough spot. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's never happening. I'm sorry. There's no way the Raiders are giving the Chiefs in their division the best player on their roster. No way.
Vitalis, you're right. That second half Mahomes trend is still going strong.
Unbelievable.
They're trailing in the first half. They come back and win the second half. The line comes down. You can blast it. And it happened again yesterday. And I really thought at that point was going to be the one that caught people.
Yeah.
And it didn't. They
Nope.
found a way to score and win. The Chiefs train keeps moving on. Who do they play this week? I didn't even look yet. Let me see.
I haven't looked
The
at the lines at
Chiefs
all.
play Kansas City plays the Saints on Monday night.
Oh, nice. Good game.
5-point favorite right now.
Yeah, this roster now, from a receiving standpoint, is scary. I mean, yes, it was somewhat of a resurgent game for Travis Kelce, but no, not buying it. You have Kareem Hunt.
Why aren't you buying it? That was actually, I thought that was the one. Like, I figured you might come on here today and say, all right, they're back. They're together.
It's one game. It's one game. No, it's one game. It's one game, and now you have even more of a problem. Worthy's going to have to be the weapon. I mean, Justin Watson, Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce. I mean, that's your receiving core. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster, like Mecole Hardman, Noah Gray. Like, come on. Like, this is not a championship caliber. And then they're not going to be able to run the ball. P. Ryan and Kareem Hunt, like, come on. Like, so it's all on the defense, okay? So it's all on this defense, which has become Steve Spagnuolo has got an incredible defense.
Oh.
He has an incredible pass rush.
Oh.
And so they're going to have to just find ways to not make mistakes, not fumble the football, and give teams. But again, I said it last year, and they still did it. See if they can do it this year with even a worse receiving core. Last year, it was awful. This year is really bad, but the defense is really good. I mean, it's bottom line is they're hard to in the second half. They're really hard to score on in the second half.
Pause.
Yep,
they're really hard.
they're really hard.
They're really hard. They're becoming the Patriots. I'll say it. It's really annoying. Yes, they are.
No.
All right. I'll tell you why. Mahomes is Brady. All right.
Yeah, but we did it twice, Dave.
Kelce is
it once.
Gronk.
Yeah, but
it's
okay.
all
But you
happening
forget
again.
we didn't have a Gronk in the first 3 championships.
All the wide receivers are leaving, or they're hurt, or they're this and that. And they keep just changing guys in and out.
They're the Patriots 2.0. They're the second iteration. Fine.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
they're the
what I
second,
mean.
not the first iteration. They're the second iteration. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm seeing it again from the distance or from the AFC North lane, and I'm going, how are they letting them do this again? Like they're doing this again.
Yeah, but eventually Lamar is going to get him eventually. Okay, it's going to happen. Lamar's going to get him eventually. Like that. Manning eventually got the Patriots. Lamar will eventually get the Chiefs. It'll just happen. The league will be better for it if Lamar gets the Chiefs. It'll make it more fun.
Oh no.
It will make it more fun. It just will. I mean, people are going to have to realize how good Lamar Jackson is as soon as he gets a championship on his finger. He's got to win. He wins one ring, he's a Hall of Famer. Just needs to win one championship. Not easy to do.
It's not Buffalo.
Josh Allen is, I think Lamar's better, has had a better career. Josh Allen is inconsistent. Josh Allen's great. Don't get me wrong, but
it's not Joe Burrow, the Bengals.
For what? To beat the Chiefs? It could be, but the Bills need to beat the Chiefs more than the Ravens do. Like that's Patriots Colts right now. They just can't get over the hump. The Bills just can't beat the Chiefs.
Right.
How many titles would Manning have had if it wasn't for Brady and the Patriots? Or Roethlisberger? I mean, there's an impediment.
Got a couple. Roethlisberger got a couple.
But there's an impediment there. There's a roadblock there.
Blockage. There's a blockage.
It's hard to get around. So it's hard to get around that. So on this to kind of come in and get this done. So for the final time in the regular season, going into the postseason, it's time for Ohtani Watch. All right, for Ohtani Watch, he does not win the Triple Crown. He did not get it done. But he had a hell of a baseball career, baseball season for sure.
Raj got the average, right?
Correct.
Won the batting title. Okay.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
His stats are unbelievable too.
Ohtani goes for 310, 54 home runs, 130 RBIs, on base of 390. He winds up with 59 stolen bases, 38 doubles, 7 triples. I mean, he walked 81 times in total bases, 411 total bases.
Well, I mean, it's video game numbers. I'm just trying to process all of that. I don't know. Do they have to win a playoff series?
He does. I mean, just to validate the year, yes. Can't get swept out in 2 games.
Saturday night, game 1. They don't play till Saturday.
We'll see how they deal. They sit, by the way, 3-0 top 8. Only 6 more outs away for the Mets.
Dealing.
For the Braves.
Are dealing right now.
Got to shut out and to get in. White Sox end the year with 121 losses as the most all time. You want to talk about crazy numbers? 18-63 on the road, a negative 306 run differential, and 51.5 games back of Cleveland in the division. 51.5.
Laugh. That's just going to be, I'm telling you, we will remember this year. We'll remember that, when the kids get older or something, or they're looking back and they're going to go, what's the most, you remember that team? Yeah, we remember. They end up winning, I think, 5 of their last 6.
I mean, 121, they just went over. Like they were fighting hard not to have that record.
Right.
They didn't want that record.
5 of their last 6 games to get to this.
I wonder if Reinsdorf, who came out with that public comment over the weekend, I wonder if he went into the team and said something, or like somebody relayed a message or something, because somebody lit a fire under their ass for those last couple of games. Of like, don't be history.
Right.
Don't be part of history. Don't lose 121.
Snickers walking out to change pitchers. There's a double in the top of the 8th. So the Mets have 1 person on. So we'll keep an eye on that. The bullpen.
So here's your bracket as we know it currently for Major League Baseball. The playoffs. 6-3 is Tigers, Astros.
Yes.
5-4 is Royals, Orioles.
Yes.
Both the Yankees and the Guardians will wait.
Yes.
We do not know who plays in the National League yet. We have the 4-5 and the 6-3.
Correct.
Brewers and the Padres are both sitting at home waiting, while the Dodgers and the Phillies get to sit and wait.
Yeah.
What does the exacta prices do here with these numbers?
They're all down right now.
They have to be, do they not?
Because I was doing them on Saturday.
Okay.
And I did not make the trip to get the Brave scenarios because if you remember, you and I were sitting together and I was like, these Braves and Mets prices are all wrong.
Yep.
And I said, it's time to try to figure out what's going to happen here. Because if they both get in, we have tickets that are going to be absurdly priced. And now they both can get in. So the National League is a mess. And I was thinking of my fellow guys that are in books trying to do this stuff. No other books had it, except they did have it back east Saturday night. They took it down. It was down Sunday. Somebody must have finally said, listen, all the games are being played. We don't know the matchups yet. Take it all down. Because you got angle shooters and shot takers taking their shot. I think, I don't know. San Diego's path looks like the right path.
Wow.
To me.
Really?
Yeah. They get the home. Yeah.
Okay.
They get the home series. They can beat the Dodgers.
I know, but they got the Dodgers, though.
I know. But that's the one I'm looking at on the right side there for the National League going, I don't know, bro. If they get to that NLCS, I'm telling you, I'm looking at it going, that's it. That's the one.
Wow.
We'll see. I don't know. The Brewers is interesting to me, and I'm going to fall for it again with the Central teams. I mean, but now you got all those teams in the Central and the American League. Wow. All right, back-to-back doubles, P-Roll. 3-1. 3-1.
All right.
Here we go. Mets fans not dead yet.
Astros will face off against the Tigers. Tigers are dogs. Minus 184. How do we not bet the Astros?
Steep.
How do we not bet the
That's
Astros?
light.
I don't think it's light. Just how do you not just fade the Tigers here?
Oh, man. I was out shopping all weekend as well. Not just for exacta prices, but for some other things. Got some things on deck for tomorrow. I don't know. I like the Tigers.
To win the series?
Yeah, I do. I think they can win game 1, and that's all you need. If they win game 1, it's not all you need to win the series, but that's all you need to do betting-wise. If they win game 1.
Yeah.
Let me click refresh here.
Yeah, that's like
wow. It's minus 140 on Houston to win game 1 with their best pitcher Valdez against Skubal, and they're minus 184 for the series, P-Rolt?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know what that tells me?
What?
They're going to beat Skubal. That's what somebody thinks.
I
That
think
line's already. That's
Assuming.
Oh no, another single.
3-2?
Holy crap.
3-2?
No, he held up a third.
Okay.
Wow, the
How many-
Mets are 3-1.
All right, focus. 10
Crap.
minutes. We have 10 minutes. Focus.
All right.
Then you can go watch it.
Sorry.
Royals, Orioles. Orioles are not as big of a favorite, but pretty big. Minus 174 against the Royals. You know where I am on this.
So you get Burns and Reagans. in
Can I
game
parlay
1.
Orioles and the Astros?
Yes.
I can do that?
Yes.
I'm doing that.
In series price?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm doing that. At
Yes, you
FanDuel,
can.
I can do that at FanDuel
Yes.
or Boyd.
Yeah.
All right, I'm doing that today.
Yeah, you should be able to do it. Should be
Yeah,
no problem.
I'm doing that today. Let's
But see,
what
look at the game 1 price. Burns is a bigger favorite than Valdez is.
it's plus 144 to bet both Astros Orioles to win their series.
So you like chalk.
I just think I told you I'm fading the Tigers and the Royals. The second we got to the postseason, I'm fading them both. I don't think either team's any good. So
Have you seen the totals in both games?
yes,
6
yes,
for Skubal Valdez, 6.5 for Reagan's Burns.
that's right. I'm okay with that.
Oh my gosh.
Casey is live. Casey can't score.
Oh, hey,
How can you trust the Royals to score? Like I know it's the Orioles, but how can you trust them to score?
damn, bro.
Like I just
Like the kids say to me, why are you mad, bro?
I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that game, but I don't know. I don't think the Orioles will be able or will have to worry too much. Royals got good starting pitching. I'll give it that, but their bullpen's disaster. And they can't score. They can't score.
Type your picks in there for you guys watching the show, you baseball heads, non-baseball heads.
Mhm.
Who wins these series? Orioles or KC? Ball or KC?
Mhm.
And then Deet for Detroit and Houston.
Yeah, chalk. Titans Dolphins tonight, game 1. I have no interest.
Oh, boy.
Numerous books are reporting double the handle on the total than the side in this game.
Correct.
Nobody's
Oh
touching
my
this.
gosh. Another single. It's 3-2.
Here we go.
Somebody get somebody out.
Royals to
Holy
win the pennant.
crap.
How are they scoring, Rosie? Who to win the pennant? How do they score? Tell me how they score. Explain that to me. How?
Titans Dolphins more handle on the total than the side.
Mm-hmm.
How do you bet the side in this game with the quarterbacks?
No idea.
How do you bet the total?
Easy.
Over?
No.
Under?
Yes.
Why? Turnovers? No.
No. Huntley. Tyler Huntley doesn't turn the ball over. Both teams are going to run the ball. Run the ball. Will Levis, they're petrified. They can't. They're petrified of Will Levis. You ask that guy to throw, he will turn the ball over. 13-10 final.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, disgusting.
Way
ugly,
under. Alt
disgusting.
under, like the kids.
Disgusting, ugly, no offense. Just a brutal football game.
I can't wait to watch the other game though.
Well, that's different. Seahawks Lions is a game.
Let's go.
This is a game. This is a game.
You're
All
having
the
a hell of a
Seahawks for
day.
real.
If you're a sports fan today, you got Mets Braves daytime playoff like baseball. It is a
two
playoff game.
NFL games,
2 NFL games, 1 Kaka.
but it's football.
Tennessee, Miami, but it's
But
football.
it's football.
It's football. But then the main course starts at 5:15 Pacific, 8:15 Eastern. I can't wait to watch this football game. And I don't really like to go shove.
But remember what you said last week about the Seahawks, and you were like, I mean, about the Steelers, and you're like, we're talking about which team is a fraud, which 3-0 team wasn't real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told you I didn't think the Steelers were real.
Mm-hmm.
They lost. I don't think the Seahawks are real.
Yeah,
they lose.
I hope you're right.
I like the Lions.
I need the Lions in the contest.
Okay.
That was my side. I didn't like the NFL this week. There was a lot of things I did not. I was like,
I have no idea what I did in that contest. I have to go and look at our 4-3-2-1 contest. I don't even know what I picked.
Yeah, I had UNLV.
It's weird. It's weird doing it on Thursday.
Yep.
It's strange doing it on Thursday because by the time I get to Monday, I'm like, I don't remember what I picked.
It's fun to look at it on Monday after you realize, geez, what did I pick? And then you're like, why did I put that as the 2?
Right.
I
know I did 2 and 2.
Sometimes. Yeah.
I want to make sure I picked the right college games.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I did. Or
I have the Lions as my side. I just know, like, when we look at the lines for that contest, they send them out Wednesday.
Right.
So there's before any moves. I mean, that's why I like it. You got to lock it in. You can't just pick stale lines and all that other crap. I like the Lions tonight. I do. And again,
I bet it.
I'm not, you'll hear this, you'll hear that, who they played, who, all that other stuff. I watched the games. I'm not sure that Seattle's going to be able to score enough to win the game.
Agreed.
If Goff turns the ball over, Seattle is +2 on the turnover margin. They're going to be in the game. Can Seattle go there and win? Absolutely.
Baseball game's tied.
Oh, my.
3-3.
Sale's going to have to pitch game 2.
It's unbelievable. Crap. Well, the Mets came all the way back. How about that? All you guys besmirching the Mets. They're saying stick that up your
down the line. Oh, boy. Marte scores easy. Look at these guys. There's nothing better. The celebrations and stuff like the dugout. Oh, my God.
They're going
Give me
nuts.
some of this.
They're going nuts. Of course, they're going nuts. I like the over in this game, too, but we'll do that right now as we'll get to a little better to book it here before we get into our favorite thing about today. Better to book it under 37 Dolphins tonight.
Wow. I think something gets you.
What?
Turnovers.
Huntley's going to run the football. That's it.
Yeah. Something.
Will Levis, as long as Will Levis doesn't throw up all over himself, which could happen.
Could happen.
I'm not teasing anything, guys. Just if you're asking in the chat, I'm not teasing anything tonight.
Forget that.
We got smoke yesterday, teasers, so we'll take a break from teasers. Yeah.
I'll say book it. I think somehow it's close. I mean, they're not scoring 50 in this one. They're going to get like 39.
That was the open number. That was the opening number. Was 39.
It's just going to be. It's just going to be, just a tip. It's just going to be just
Lions -4.
That's for the podcast people. I don't know. It's got that when you're listening, they don't even see it coming.
It's 4-3 Mets.
Come on,
4-3.
Come on, look at this.
4-3 Mets.
Oh my goodness!
4 runs. The bullpen blows it. Oh my Braves. Wow. That sucks.
Yeah, that's sack fly.
Tough. That's brutal.
Yeah, well, it's far from over. I mean, the Mets bullpen. Look at that. Wow, they're going crazy.
They should.
This is a bet. Okay. I bet. I got Lions. Okay. I like Lions. Let's go Lions 3-1-3. This rolls over to the start of an unbelievable week for the
Tigers, Lions. Detroit, I agree. Over 47.
You like this?
Mm-hmm. This game might look like last night.
Right?
I'm serious. This game might look like
8 under.
I did, but I think that they'll score. I think you'll see the Seahawks score more than 10 points. But this has this type of game to me. Lions big.
Yeah. How many points the Lions score?
30.
They scored 35 last night. One team scored 35 last night, the Ravens, and the game didn't go over. I think this one.
The juice says way over 47. Wow.
All right.
Seattle's they're an over team. Yeah, they are.
I think it's a bet.
Seahawks have played one team on the road. Those Patriots went over that game. They won by 3.
Low total, though.
True, but it was 43. It landed 43 in overtime, 23-20. That was more the Patriots' fault than anything else.
Right.
I just think the Lions score, and I think the Seahawks are going to have to score to keep up. Like this Lions, I don't think the Seahawks defense is going to slow down the Lions. St. Brown's got a big game. The Gibbs has a big game. Goff is a big game. 6-3. Oh,
holy crap.
Home run, 6-3 Mets. They're laying it on a 6 spot.
Wow.
Yeah,
What a crusher. Like
get Chris Sale ready.
Yeah.
Get Chris Sale ready. Oh, my goodness gracious. How about that? If you guys are watching with us on Sports Grid TV or listening on Sirius XM, thank you for being here on a Rithmm Monday. Thank you to Megan. She was tremendous. Coach JY as well. That was awesome. Bonus time on the other side for you guys who are watching live. Our favorite thing about today. For you guys on the replay, we'll see you tomorrow. The rest of you, don't move. Home run. Grimace is alive.
I got my Mets hat right here. Look at that.
Oh, my. How about that?
So excited.
6-3 Mets.
So excited. Wow.
That's pretty damn cool. All right. Here we go.
They win and they go to Milwaukee.
Sounds right.
If they sweep.
MLB has told the Mets, by the way, that and the Braves too, but they cannot celebrate. No celebrations allowed.
Oh.
After the second game's over, but not in between games.
Right.
Not allowed to do it. No partying.
It's so weird. Like the narrative is that they just both forfeit. Now retired. We'll let BVB moderator as my occupation. List BVB moderator.
You officially retired, Sonic? Congratulations.
Wow.
Good job out of you. That's tremendous. Now you were thinking about it. I'm glad you pulled the trigger.
Like for real?
For real, yeah. He's offered the chance to step out and do other things. He took it. That's tremendous.
Is he gonna fly the BVB plane too? In addition to being the moderator, he's gonna be our pilot.
Wants to be, sure.
I've got to get this guy on the payroll full time. Trying to get Will on the payroll full time. Do some stuff for us. Sonic, moderator, yes. Pilot, yes. Got big plans. We got the whole security force for the next live shows. Yeah, we got stat guys. We got writers. This is we got things happening. This is good.
Favorite thing about today is what?
The sports day. This sports day is just, it's fantastic. It's one of those things that you don't get very often. Day baseball is still the best. I love the day baseball, especially for the postseason. So today is the first day of that. We get that all week. Can't wait. We get a Monday night football game with a Lions team who I really want to see smack somebody in the mouth. To be perfectly honest, I want to see Detroit be good.
Fair.
And be good, because I really think the Tigers can make some noise. I hope it's not, 2 games and done. I want to see the Tigers at least get to the game 3. So that is all of that. But my last favorite thing about today is I was over running around all weekend on the Strip. Do you know how many people from Cleveland were here?
Yep. I saw it when I watched the game. The game was insane.
I cannot believe how many Browns shirts, hats, and I don't know how to do it anymore without just asking. Like, hey, can we take a picture? I love your shirt. And
they flew
like, what are you doing?
They flew a lot of ways. They spent a lot of money to get fucked by the refs.
They got fucked.
Yep.
There was a lot of people on it. Like, if you watch that game, and not a lot of people did, because, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. And they're bad football teams, yes. but they were here in full force.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were all very nice. I saw more orange, more brown, and everything. They're leaving with an L.
Pissed off.
That wasn't right.
Nope.
It
Pissed
wasn't
off.
right.
That was not holding. That was hell of a throw, hell of a catch, touchdown. Nope. Bring it back. For what? Holding. Wait, that was holding? Uh-oh. Yikes.
I mean, it's like a shoulder. Like I don't know what it was. But yeah, that was fun. Got to see a lot of people and a lot of merch that I never really going to see. It's funny because the lids down on the strip put all the Ohio stuff in the front. Like they dressed the
Smart.
mannequin in the Browns uniform. And
Smart.
I'm going to tweet it later. I didn't know that they had this, but they have an Ohio State hat that says the.
That's it?
It's black and red, and it says the, THE.
Don't hate it.
I sent it to my brother, Doug, and said, what do you think of this ridiculousness? He said, if you buy it, I'm never talking to you again.
I swept, by the way. I went 4-0 in our contest. That's good.
You got a 10?
I got 10 points on it.
Oh, that's great. You
I'll
jumped up.
I'll
Nice.
jump up big time on that. I just looked
That's
at it. I was
good.
like, let's see who I picked. Oh, I swept. Oh, okay, that's good. No, wait. No, I did not. Sorry. New Orleans was 1.5 in our contest.
Oh,
So I went 3-1. Bomber. lost by 2.
yeah.
Oh, that was a bad number. It closed at 3 or 2.5.
2.5.
We
Yeah,
took- we
game
took-
falls 2.
Bummer. So I lost it by half point. So I'm 3-1 actually on that. So favorite thing for me, 2 things at work. 1, Megan, thank you. That was really fun to have her on and have that
Absolutely.
conversation. We've talked to her a lot off air, but to get her on air was a lot of fun. So really cool, really exciting. Just to get her on to talk, because we've had so many cool talks off the air than to have her come on in and be a part of it. So thank you for her. Thank you to JY, obviously coming on. It's great. Basketball season's around the corner. Starting to feel like it's basketball season. It's tremendous. We don't always share this shit, but I'm going to say it anyway because I don't know what this week will be like, because I was up this morning and like my health is fucked up at the moment. So I don't know. Who knows what this week's going to be like, but it was bad last night. It was not great this morning. I got to get in to see a doctor. So I'm hoping everything works out for this week and we have no issues. But like, if you see a BVB day being canceled, it's because I'm in the hospital. So I'm hoping that's not going to happen. But last night sucked. So it was scary. And everyone's telling me I've got something going on with my heart, and Dave's well versed in this stuff. So it's just one of those things where you got to get it addressed and get it looked at and get it taken care of. So I'm hopefully going to do that. But just a heads up.
Not hopefully, you are going to go do it.
Yes, yeah. But I mean, hopefully it's not nothing serious. But like, it's weird when you're getting, your heart's all over the place and you have shortness of breath and everything else. I woke up this morning, my entire right side was numb. Like my whole right side was like, I was like, this is not good. So having phone calls and talking with people and talking with doctors and trying to get appointments and everything else. So it's been a kind of a rough 24 hours. So hopefully everything works out well and we're all get correct. But yeah, it sucked the last 24 hours. So just a heads up on that. Not my favorite thing about today, but just a heads up on that. Tomorrow, Tuesday, should be a lot of fun to recap both games in the NFL. Take a look at the second game with the Mets and the Braves. If the Braves lose game 1, they must win game 2 or the Diamondbacks are in the playoffs. So much pressure coming in here. So much pressure.
My thought tomorrow,
Mhm.
if we can make this work
Okay.
on a short-term basis, is I want to have on a Detroit guy.
Yep. Searching for him.
So I mean, a media guy, yes, but like we may do a roll call Tuesday type thing tomorrow. Check in. We got a guy named Klarchuk, who's a Tiger guy.
Yes.
Or Daniel G. But Daniel G's with his wife today getting surgery. So I couldn't reach out to him.
Okay.
JC from KC is a Royals fan. He's earned it. He's stuck with them all season. So he could get a 3-minute, 5-minute hit somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay. So it'll be quick. Jay Dow Betts is in Baltimore and is our Baltimore connection. I don't know how to get someone from the other city. That's the only thing off the top of my head.
Okay.
I don't have anybody else. So if anybody is in mind that, is in that place or wants to come on the show, opportunity, email the show. We may do a quick hit tomorrow from Houston. I don't have a Houston guy, and we don't really have a Houston guy.
I do.
in the
I have
chat.
I have multiple Houston people.
Okay.
What are you talking about? You want a Houston person? I can give you a guess. Multiple Houston people.
Well, I mean, somebody. We'll see. We'll see if we can get it. Eric Brazzano. Sorry, I haven't been able to watch so far. Been preoccupied with the Mets.
Fair. I'd be too.
Imagine. So, all right. So that's I just was putting that out there. If anybody wants to join in the show tomorrow, that's a baseball head. That's a brigade guy. Wow, Daniel G. He's here. He's ready. Daniel G. Send an email to the show, please. thebvbshow.com.
Oh, good. Well, just got home. Good
Awesome.
stuff. JPC says he's in too. Okay, that'll be fun. Okay, we'll do that tomorrow. On a Tuesday. Hope to see you all. Man, Braves. I don't know. Yikes. Could be tough for you. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We're back for a Tuesday's BVB tomorrow.